Hello and welcome back to On the Map Challenge Survival 4X. It is March 2. Today is going to be a big planting day, I feel. Maybe a little something else. I have been and gathered some supplies in preparation. We've got some seeds in the back here. We have some fertilizer as well. I think we're going to get through quite a bit of this. I anticipate quite a few runs to the store. This is cost a fair fortune in of its own. But let's get our seeder hooked up. And let's just get straight into it. Let's get planting. Let's get farming. We have our Farmer Falcon 6M Pro all set up and attached. We've got it filled with our oat seed. Got solid fertilizer in there. Now, I did go in and have a little look to see if I could set the tram line width. Oh, it's on now, so it's set at 30 meters. Initially, it was saying it wouldn't do it, but now it's on, so that's all right. I was gonna query that if anyone could help me, but it seems to have sorted itself out. Oh, not you. You, thank you very much. So yeah, a big one on the seed, and just pan out a little bit. Just getting ourselves all ready. Honestly, we've played so little considering how long the game has been out, and I did take a big step away from it. Done so little. Like, this is all still very new to me, which may seem mad to some of you, but those who know. But there we go. We are planting some oats, so it is set at 30 meters. Hopefully that's going to work all right. When I was trying to do it within the map, it couldn't define the field. Maybe it was just because I wasn't physically on the field, or whether it was just having a little bit of difficulty because there are multiple fields on this one plot of land rather than it be a field that we're selecting the plot of land to do. I'm hoping that it's not going to automatically go and put tram lines in my grass meadow. I hope that's not a thing that happens. I really do. But anyway, thank you for coming back. If you are a returning viewer, I do appreciate it. If you are new here, welcome in. The On the Map challenge is something that I did on 22. That series is no longer here. None of my FS22 content is here anymore. But we did it, and I enjoyed it. It was a challenge. Had a lot of fun with it. So that's why we're doing it here. We're doing it on a 4X map, a survival map. Previously we did it on a map that was, I mean, it was a little bit broken, unfortunately, but it looked initially like a good start. We started with some good equipment, we started with a good bit of land. The parcels of land were a nice size, and most of them were mergeable. We did some map editing to take some fences and bushes and stuff out, and it did some things. But yeah, it was quite a fun challenge to do, so that's why we're doing it. A little bit more in on the On the Map challenge, I guess. Throughout the challenge, we do need to plant and harvest every crop in game at least once. If new crops turn up before we finish the challenge, we have to get them rotated in as well. We had a rule last time that we couldn't just silage and sell. I'm not going to have that so much, because before we could do some contracts. And we don't seem to make as much money off of our silage and our hay and stuff like that as we did in 22. I think poplar is the big one, if I remember rightly, this time around. Poplar's your big money maker. So, yeah, we may even try and get some of that set up pretty early on. Did I just change my fruit? No, I didn't. Press something that went the button I wanted. So, yeah, I'm not going to be so strict on that. Although we have some silage fermenting. We have sold silage that we have already fermented in our fermenters that are supposed to be clamps. And we've sold hay. And like I say, we didn't get rich off it. We didn't get rich at all. We've got a long way to go before we get rich. We are paying out a lot of money. We started with a £500,000 loan, a £500,000 debt. But we had £1 million in the bank, so that helped to get us going. But each parcel of land costs £250,000, So $250,000 if we want to expand the farm in any direction. This isn't a cheap and cheerful, nice and easy type of challenge. It really isn't, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to go on for a while, so hopefully you'll stick with me for it. I know it's not easy to get everyone to hang around for a whole year on one series, but that's sort of how we do things here. We don't do things in halves. If we're going to set a challenge, we have quite the challenge. We will also need to build and place our own productions. We want at least one of each base game production on the go. If we get some modded ones in that do the same sort of thing as base game, then that'll count. We will have up and running at least one of every type of animal. And when I say up and running, it has to be run like a farm. So it's not just like one pen with one sheep, one cow, one pig, one horse, and stuff like that. We need, you know, a herd of dairy cattle, a herd of beef cattle. We need, you know, a nice horse ranch. We need to have a nice sized flock of sheep. I think by the end of 22's on the map challenge, our sheep were making an absolute mint for us because we had so many of them. I think we had over 1,000 sheep by the end, so that was definitely worth it. It worked. We do have other mods in that are gonna add a little bit of realism. I use that term lightly in my own gameplay. We try to do things as realistic as I can, but I am not a farmer. I just go by the mods and I go by the things I see and what people say, roll off feedback. So we've got things like the financing, leasing, that's in there. We have, what do we have? If we do, also we've got the financing for buying. For leasing, we've got the leasing mod in, so if we return it, we get our initial lease fee back, but get charged for wear and painting. We've got realistic milking times, so twice a day once we've got dairy cows. We are using the enhanced animals mod, so there aren't so many animals for us to buy, although I think I did up that in the options before last episode because it was a little bit short, but our pen is getting full with sheep, so I'm not too worried there. Trying to think what else sort of major wise. I've added in the real mower mod because, I mean, I wasn't too fast. I was mowing, there were bushes still about. This map is filled with bushes because it's a survival map. People didn't like that, so we've got the real mower mod going, that's running. I'm trying to think of other big gameplay stuff that we've got going on. Off the top of my head at the minute, I can't, but they're like the big ones that I consider there. I do have the mobile workshop. I always have mobile workshops. I like to be able to tinker out in the field and change stuff and do, or if we have a breakdown, stuff like that. We can, or we will eventually probably buy a proper workshop, or at least a shed with a workshop in, where we will then do like annual maintenance. I'll fix all the machines up. I don't generally let them get that low or that broken. Now I have set a 4 headland width, so I am sort of going over them quite substantially. Now as we go through the map, we're going to try and build it into a somewhat realistic map. Underneath it, the map does have a realistic map, and we're not necessarily going to be building to that, but there are dirt tracks and some temporary roads and stuff like that we're going to try and follow. One thing that I've said I'd like to try and do is have an area of the map that I do more with my British style of farming. We'll have an area of the map that's just done with more American style, so that's, I'm probably going to have that as like my beef cattle and my horse ranch, and we'll do large arable farming, probably with more Central European stuff, so a bit more German, a bit more French looking maybe, and I might go for an Eastern European look for a part of it, and that might be where I do maybe vegetables and stuff, but they can be quite profitable, so we might go for big fields there, and we'll see. We will see. There are different ideas whirling around in my head for how we're going to do this, how we're going to get there. And we will be putting off things like grapes and olives until the very end. I brought them in not as close to the end as I would have liked after having done them in the 22 challenge. And we had to sort of manage grapevines and olive groves for a few years, and I didn't really like it. I don't find that fun. So yeah, they might not come until the end, but everything else will probably get ticking over and doing. We might try and go for crop rotation. Now, I'm not sure if there's a mod that will force crop rotation, but we'll try and keep track of what we're planting. So we're putting oats in both of our fields this year. I've decided that's what we're going with. So next time around, obviously we can't put oats in. We'll have to put something else in. But we'll see where we're at. We have been using, or we did at the end of the last year, used the oilseed radish to try and garner a little bit of nutrient to the ground. Some nitrogen in there. We got a little bit of payment off that. I thought we were going to get a little bit more. It was somewhat measly. Oh yes, we do have the end of year subsidies, government subsidy, end of year. We've not got no cheaty signposts or anything like that. There is a government subsidy mod that works off the size of your farm and your land and stuff like that. So that is in. That's something I've got set up. I think we got paid 1,400 at the end of the year, which wasn't too bad. So we got over winter we got 14,000, 1,400. I can't remember now. 14,000. Yeah. So we got nearly 15 grand for our subsidies from the government, and we had, which has disappeared now in our miscellaneous because something else has cost us in our miscellaneous. That might be our financing. But yeah, we got like 686 for our oilseed radish cover. So that's sort of where we're at, really. It's going to be a long day for me. We're going to try and plant both of these fields this episode. Well, I'm not going to try, I am. So however long it takes me to plant both of these fields, that's at least going to be in this episode. I would like to try and get the stones rolled back in. I'm just going to jump back in the map again, because our stones are small all across. So yeah, as long as we can, as long as it doesn't take me more than 2 days, what I might do is plant this field, go and get myself a roller so I can roll the field that's got the grass in, so we can get them stones in and out of the way. I think that'll be a good idea, because I don't really want to roll into April and still have fields or stones in the field that's become our meadow, and then forever be having stones in there while I'm cutting grass, because that'll cause extra damage to the mower, to the tractor, to the tedder, to the windrower, probably to the baler, and if we have a wrapper, that all adds up, I think, as to increase wear if we've got stones in there. So we'll get them rolled back in at least. So with that somewhat lengthy update, recap, overview out of the way, I'll shut up for a bit because I've been told I talk too much, and I'll just show you some farming. We'll have a little time lapse, and I'll see you guys again in a bit. Well, it's now 3:15. We're just needing to top up our seed. I've topped up the fertiliser already. We've made good progress on our field. I did think that there was a chance I could finish all my up and downs before I got to the point of needing to refill. Just struggling with my my bag here. Yeah, I thought we were going to get all the way across, but unfortunately not. Ooh, let's see if I can get myself in position. Yeah, I'll get up on the I'll get up on the cedar in a second. I'll show you where I'm at. We are slowly getting there. So we've made quite a good distance across. Haven't started the headlands yet, but the up and down hasn't got further to go. I think we'll get the field finished today. But I just need to crack on, get my seed in. Less faffing about. Let's get seeds in, mate. That's all we need to do. Let's see if I can get it in from somewhat down here. There we go. Pour it in, mate. Lovely job. Look at that. Perfect. If only they'd all go in like that. Right. I'll get back to it. And I'll probably come back to you once I've finished the field this time. No more time lapse on this one. We'll just get it done. And we'll see what the time is. I should imagine it'll be dark by the time I'm finished. And we'll look to grab ourselves a roller. Well, it's now 6:10. We're on our final bit of headland here on our first and largest Orby oat field. Unfortunately, the rain did start coming in about 6 o'clock, but since we're on our last headland, we're just sort of soldiering through. Hopefully, it'll take all right. We've not got the advanced weather, so we're not having too many issues with that. That is something in the comments. You have to let me know if you want me to try and add in advanced weather to see if that'll bring in some more challenges. I know it will. Then let me know, and we'll see if we can work that in at some point. Let's see if we can get on our feet a little bit first before we start having to work through puddles and what have you in the fields. I think if we bring up down bottom left there, it says sown. So we have sown a 24 acre oat field here. That is sizable, to say the least. I think with the crop and the straw, that is going to be quite a thing. I think that's going to be good for us. That is going to get us some pennies, to say the least. Right, let's turn that off, fold it up, because I'm not going to be rolling on to the next field. We will go and get some rest, and like I said earlier on, in the morning we'll head down to the store. We'll get ourselves a field roller, and we'll roll in the stones in the grass meadow that's going to grow here, and we might as well roll in those ones as well in the large oat fields before heading out and planting more oats in there. Now, we did get a few new for sale items roll through, top right there, but I believe I saw it pop up that our silage is also ready. Ferment 100%, right, so we can uncover that and get that sold at some point, which is handy. We will just check in, just make sure our water levels are okay, because I don't think I did that last time. Well, I probably checked on them, but I know I didn't top them up. I mean, they last a while, don't they? Let's be honest, it does last a while. It's the sheep we have to worry about with fluids. Almost got our first full bale of wool on the go. The hay, how's the hay doing? It's whittling down. It's good. I like that it's whittling down. That's what we want. Oh, how are we for... Oh, we've lost an animal. We've lost a sheep. Someone was not healthy enough. That is... that's awful. It's awful that we've lost a sheep. We had 30. We're down to 29. Hopefully it wasn't one of our older, better ones. Hopefully it wasn't one that was pregnant. Good lordy. Hopefully, and hopefully it won't happen too often. That's for sure, yeah. But water is okay. We will just jump in. We'll start the engine, and then we can put a little water in there. Turn the engine off. That should be fine. As long as that tanker is parked there with the tractor attached, it should still continue to empty. Right. But what we need to do while the sun is shining, A mild 14 degrees here. End of March. Lovely. Jump back in the Challenger. I have topped up the Cedar ready to go for next time. When we're up at the store as well, I do need to remember to get some fuel because that is low. But let's go get us a field roller. So we'll have a quick garner at our sale items. Well, there's not a lot here. Considering it popped up with quite a few things, I'm sure... Maybe not. I'm sure these are the same ones as we had before, but I don't think they are. This was sort of where we were at the end of last time. So there's not really anything there that's of use for us. Although our own little Dominator. I do like a Dominator, but I think we're going to need bigger harvesters than that. So I need to make sure I get the right one. So under Yield Improvements category rollers. Let's have a look. What have we got? In now the MAAG is one that we used a lot in the previous on the map challenge on 22, so we'll probably stay away from that, although that's a good one because you can switch this from mulcher to roller, which is quite handy, hence why we had it before. Let's have a little look. We've got 6 meters. Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. 9.5 meters. I think we might go with the Osdogan. I've used the Gutler a lot on 22 as well. I may go through my mods and remove the mods that I used a lot in 22 for a bit. Just so I'm using different stuff. Not worry about fender, wheel type, wheel setup. I think that is all fine. I don't think there's... It's going to cost more. I'm going to say no. I do like to put on Michelin's if they're available. They aren't. So we'll go with the BKTs. Fender. Yeah, not worry about that. We'll keep it as we can. So, oh, actually, no, that defaults to wide. So no, we'll get rid of that. We'll keep it on the Midas just to save a penny. And we will buy this outright. We're not going to finance this. We'll buy it. And we will grab some fuel as well. That's running low. We'll either have to pay to fill that up soon. Well, not soon. That's not running low, is it? It's like a quarter of the way through. A quarter of the way through. And we're only at March. So, yeah. It's going. Anywho, let's stick the roller on. And we'll go and roll the stones in before our grass starts to grow. And I'm not going to worry about setting a GPS. I'm pretty confident I should be able to roll the field without it. Do it by eye. Because it should give us, yeah, our new texture. And our stones are going in. Lovely job. Nice and easy. That's what we want. Cannot grumble at that. So yeah, whether this is going to actually improve the yield for the first growth of the grass, I don't know. I think what we have to do is wait until we get to, I think, stage 2 in our grass, and then roll or mulch that, and that will then bounce it back an extra stage when it does grow. I'm sure that's how it works. Once it's grown, roll it or mulch it or whatever it is we have to do, and then that'll bounce it forward an extra growth when it grows back. Pretty much it should allow you to get an extra cut. Show us how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Say, no, you stupid man, that's not how it works. It works like this, blah 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 blah. I will not take offence. Not even to the stupid man bit. I forget more than I ever remember. And, you know, different things come into the game throughout the years. Been playing Farm Sim since FS13. So I've been playing for a while. And it's changed a lot. For me, 17 I think will always be my favourite. Absolutely love 17. But we have to move on. Things change. I still have 17 installed. It's the only older farm sim that I still have installed. Still play it. I still have it installed on PC and on console. I do love me some Cobra Park Farm. Today, on the day of recording this, I did see on Facebook Oxygen David had shown some new screenshots of his future upcoming map. It looks beautiful. It really does. And those of you that are interested in Wernlu by MS Modern as well, he got his feedback from his last round of testing. He has got everything done on the list and sent that back. So hopefully that'll pass, and that one will be with you guys soon as well. Really nice map. Really nice map. We did do a live stream on it. Beautiful, beautiful one. So yeah, that should be coming soon. Also another map that I've been following, Farms in Briscoe Saxlingham. I've seen a few thumbnails and whatnot about on the social medias for that. That's coming along, getting close to, I guess, just state that he's happy with it. The content creators that he's working with on this one, been putting out a few videos and what have you. I've been following along with in the Discord a bit. I tend to just lurk in his Discord, just do the reading rather than too much interacting. But yeah, it's been nice to see that get back to, you know, a state where it's going to be ready to be released. And you know, it's nice to see that he got back on the horse pretty quickly after sort of having a moment of like a loss of faith. He was hurt by people stealing his stuff, as many modders get. So it's good that things are going well and the map is going well, and he's got people there that are helping to promote and push it, and people that he can trust, which is important. I'll hopefully get the time to check one of those videos out, or I mean, I watch his own. Go check out his own YouTube channel. He does make his own little videos as he progresses through his map making. So yes, it's nice to see. And another one that's coming along that I have been privy to early access to and had a little look around and a little play on and doing some little things with is Garth Farms. I'm not quite sure what name he'll be releasing that under, but if you're in my Discord, you'll know him as Martin or ML Gamer. If you've been around the streaming scene for a while, some of you might know or remember Martin ML Gamer from on Mixer. That's how I first met him, way back when Mixer was a thing. Late night farm sim streams. FS19. That's when I first started watching him and sort of got to know him a little bit, and then later on he came and joined my Discord off of a video or something, probably a stream or something that we were doing, and yeah, I felt quite privileged that someone that I used to sit up late night watching while I was doing my farming had now joined and become part of my community, and you know, was watching me and talking with me and my people. I thought it was pretty cool. Keep trying to encourage him to get back on the streaming on Twitch. I think he was looking into that and getting back into it and going to the Twitch platform. But I think he then got the map making bug, and if anyone has tried, if you're a content creator and you've tried to do the map making as well, it's so time consuming that being able to do both and to do both well is really hard. Unless you're making content about map making, it is very difficult. Unless you're like full time and just doing all this and this is all you do, and you've not got a lot of other worries or concerns going on in your life, then I guess it's easy. But for those of us with families and those that work and what have you, there's only so much time in a day, isn't there? But his little Welsh map is looking really nice, really coming along, and it'll be his first ever map as well. Okay, something something weird just happened to my game, and I just paused the recording as well, and it happened. So I don't think it got I don't think it got captured. I'll have to check. I was driving up the field, and my camera changed and jumped like to 3 different locations, and then when I tabbed back to the tractor and the roller were back here and reset. I'm gonna check the map. I don't know what's going on. My rolling has still happened. That was weird. I don't know what that was. The maintenance and the fuel have gone down. I don't know what happened there. That is really strange. Very strange. Okay. Let's get back over there. Let's get back over there. Oh, there. I don't know what that was about. It was just, yeah, pause the recording so I could, have an easier time in editing. And 10 seconds later, the camera jumped to centre of the map, beside my log house, and then I was in the Deutz. And that was just boop, boop, boop. That happened. I was like, where's my tractor gone? Tab to it, and it's reset all the way back there. But not just the tractor, the roller as well. And if you were to reset stuff, you have to reset them separately. So there'd be 2 resets. It reset all on its own. That was strange. That really was strange. Camera and everything's reset. Have to pan back out. Yeah, it was right in the middle of the field. It's confuddling. Go on, that happened a lot. Oh, blimey. Have to remember these rollers take a little while to drop. Just get back to the centre of the field. It's really weird. It's almost like that's that little strip bit that I'd done as well. Okay. So it kept all the rolling apart from the bit that I had rolled last. Wow. Anyway, I I was just going to crack on with my rolling because we want to progress on. We've got some stuff to do. We don't want this to be a massive episode. They're all massive compared to everyone else's. So I've been trying to progress on. We haven't had any more resets. Just up here on the oat field doing the rolling, and I noticed that we have got a patch here. Now, this has been obviously ploughed up, and we've sown on it. Now it's saying it's grown oats. Why does that change? So this bit needs rolling. We've not rolled that. Has this not taken? Is that what that is? Is that the same one here? I was just trying to look at the overhead map as well. It is only that one patch. Now, is that from where we had the hail? Is that hail damage? And if so, can I see that in my map? If I get in the tractor and we go for a somewhat higher view, if we just turn them off, now you can see that's that's a 10-meter wide patch. So in our soil, oh look, it hasn't rolled. So It's showing that it's got growth. It's planted. It's got the oats. Let's have a look at this. Because it's just the patch behind me. So our crop, it's got our crop in there. Let's turn. Yeah, it's growing. It's saying it's growing anyway, so it's taken. But it's definitely. It's not water, is it? No. But it hasn't rolled. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that, on what that's all about. That's obviously part of something that's coming with. Sorry, I like to keep it on here. It's obviously something that's coming with precision farming. So yeah, that's cool. I like that. And again, like I was saying earlier, should we bring in the... I don't know why I'm setting it on. We don't necessarily need it on. Should we bring in the realistic weather, or advanced weather, or whatever it's called? You guys will know the one I'm talking about. That brings in a little bit of flooding, and I think it has the crop moisture, and that confused me because I'd obviously been away from the game for quite a while before precision farming came out. That was the only reason the only reason I came back to FS25 was precision farming arrived. And then I stuck in the different realistic mods, and I was like, oh yeah, realistic weather, we'll have that. That sounds fun. And then there was like crop moisture and stuff was thrown in there as well, and I was like, oh, is this precision farming as well? What am I doing? What have I got going on here? Because it didn't seem to work the same way as what crop moisture worked in 17 and 19 with that sort of precision farm that we used to get from there. So yeah, I was a little bit taken back by it, and I couldn't figure out, because I used it for a little bit, and like no matter what I did, the moisture never sort of really went from my crops that had moisture. Like I just couldn't get them to be dry for harvest. So I felt like, well, I'm just constantly going to be harvesting wet crop. This is pointless. So unless there's some settings in there that maybe we can mix up and change, or I can do stuff with to maybe ease that so it's not so dire when you do it, then yeah, I might add that in. I've been watching Kartek lately with his Dutch pig farmer, and he's using that mod, and you know what, it looks good. And he's just sort of taking it as it comes as well, with like crop moisture and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool watching him drive through and having the puddles on the field, and then that affects obviously growth and planting and stuff like that. So we haven't got that mod, so that must be something else within our weather that's affected that little patch of land there. But I didn't notice it when we were seeding, unless I just wasn't paying enough attention. Or yeah, but the hail came prior, unless we got some really bad weather while I was sleeping overnight. That could have maybe damaged it, because we've got the damage on. So yeah, interesting. Well, I thought that was interesting anyway. I think I might make this the point of where we end today as well, because I'm just going to be out rolling this field. I'll decide once I'm finished whether I go and plant and roll the oat field, or whether I save that for the next episode. Because if not, it's just then next episode is going to be the same as this episode, just on a different field, doing exactly the same thing with the same tools, with the same crop. Whereas I can try and get that planted, even get it rolled before the next episode. We're not going to gain anything extra off screen from it, and then when we come back, we'll look to see what other things we can do. We've got silage to sell, we'll have sheep to look after, and hopefully no more die. I might go out, because I did have a little wander around in the woods before when we were trying to get those logs, and I've looked in there after since, and just while driving around doing other jobs on the farm, I noticed that we do have quite a bit of like deadwood in our forest and our little bit of woodland there. So whether we go out and just take out some dead wood, chop that down into small chunks, get that down to the sawmill and just try and make some money with that, because it won't cost us anything. We'll stick it in the trailer, and yeah, we can drop the sides off the Stroutman and take it down with that. It may even have a logging configuration. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking maybe going forwards. Hopefully you have enjoyed this one. If you have, give a big fat thumbs up down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notification on, find out when new videos are going live. As always, comments and feedback down there. Massive, 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 massive thank you, as always, to the channel members. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. If you want to support the channel further, you can with the channel membership. Just press the join button down below. Channel members get early access to all content that I put out on the channel, no matter how far ahead it is that I'm creating it. It starts from 99 pence. There are other options available, but we don't discriminate. You get everything from 99 pence. The rest is just for those who want to offer a little bit more. We are Giants partnered. If you want to purchase your farm sim DLCs or even the game, links down below to that, or just use partner code FARQUAR, FARQUAR, when checking out on the Giants store. DLCs brought through Giants work on Steam, work on Epic, work on Windows. You just drag them over, unzip them into your DLC folder, and they're all good to go. You guys have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.